legal venue, and that is why some of us we are staying or sitting on the iron. It was not our intention. It was expected that we were to have 20 delegates, but we were informed that we have far surpassed that particular number. Hence, as and when we were coming out over here, a person, some people, when things affect you, you are able to hear things that they think you don't hear. This particular individual said, these guys, you want to create another anyway. And I just kept quiet. And as I was seated here, I said, let me address this issue of the anyway. It's not intentional. It's not intentional. Due to lack of the Benjamins, we had to move away from the planning venue to this one. And one must thank one of the children of AFASA. I know there will be a person who will be doing both of things, but just to be on the same wavelength, we need to understand that SATA, as one of the sons and daughters of AFASA, our commodity, they decided to accommodate us because the Benjamins were not enough. Now, something needs South African Development Farmers Association. So it's one of the commodities of AFASA. So we need to thank them. But I know there will be an official person who to express that on our behalf. With these few words, I will now call upon Dr. Mtombeni to lead us in prayer as we officially open our AGM. Dr. Mtombeni. Thank you.
Sanmona. Afternoon to everyone. To the farmers, there's a verse in the first chapter and the first book of the Bible, Genesis 2, verse 15. It says, God took the man he made and he put him in the garden. The first human being, physical address, was in the garden. God, after creating a man, he said, look here, I could not start with you, but I needed to make a garden first, to cater for it. I needed to make sure that I put you in a farm. So a first human being, physical address was in a farm. And then when the man was there, he said, what I'm here to do? He said, farm. What must I do, God? Keep the farm. Farm. With what? He started with the DFDC. All the trees here planted. You are a member of the DFDC, the Deciduous Fruit Development Chamber in South Africa. Then thereafter, there's beef masters, there's bones masters, there's zebras here, there's everything. But you never talk about ESCOM or other things. One thing. He said, I've got a business plan. The man shall live by farming. Farm. Without farming, there will be no Enyobeni. There will be no Valentine's. There will be nothing. There will be no rich people. They can be rich, have billions. But without us farming, there will be nothing. So, who has that daily part if you are a farmer? You have been appointed. You are the only guy who was appointed by board. He said, I give you one position to be a farmer. All other industries and whatever can go, but only if we've got you guys, we shall live. But with other things, gold mines, jewelers, and everything, I don't see us surviving. With beautiful watches, BMWs, everything. But first, you must have a farmer. So we are very important. So we thank God for that. Let's pray. Dear God, thank you so much that we still have the people you said must farm. When we start, you have said you are our partner. We plant and water, but without you, nothing can grow. So we want to say thank you this afternoon, the beginning of this meeting. Bless each and everyone in this gathering. No one must be sick. No one coming from the road must have any accident. No one must have any problem. Bless this AGM from beginning to the end. And each and everyone, bless us. Let's gain knowledge and prosper in our farms. As we go back to our original physical address, farms, bless us. Let us multiply. Let us prosper. Amen. Amen.
Thank you, Dr. Mtsamling. Technicians, may you please hold the agenda on the screen, because my members present in here should be in a position to follow how the program will go from the item we have just. We continue. IT guys, the agenda, please. The 2 days that are set in meetings, starting from yesterday to now, I'm getting messages that are spam. Yesterday, he came with a message that was talking about partnering with God. That as farmers, we put all efforts into ensuring that we plow and whatever. I'm just wondering the time that there will be something. That you put your seed into the ground, and thereafter you walk away from your field. But someone with whom you have partnered being God, will ensure that whatever seed that you put underneath the soil should germinate and grow. Another one said, man, due to lack of funds, we were struggling to organize this AGM, panicking as to whether we would be successful. But because we had partnered with God, here we are. And today, we are told that the first address to men was where? In the farm. In our farms. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for these wonderful messages. We are going to continue, and I will call upon Mr. Mbongi Skakani, the chairperson of KZN, who, as and when we were looking for the province that would invite AGM, they raised up their hands. Over to you. Opening and welcome.
Good evening, delegates from AFASA. I would like to take this opportunity to greet the president of AFASA, Mr. AGM, and I would like to take this opportunity to greet Dr. Mandala from SAFTA, and I would also like to greet all the provinces that are here in KZN. As a KZN leadership, we are very, 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 very happy to host this 10-year celebration and the AGM. Ngifisa ukusho ukuthi lasikhona njengamanje bekumqatho omkhulu kakhulu, kodwa siyabonga uNkulunkulu ukuthi kuye kwaba yimpumelelo ukuthi KZN ikwazi ukugcina i-host ne-AGM. Siyabonga kakhulu ukubona wonke ama-provinces athathe isikhathi sawo ukuthi eze la KZN sizo-celebrate i-AGM yethu. Siyafisa futhi siyi-KZN ukubonga kakhulu kwizingane zethu uSAFTA usilekelele kakhulu ey'ntweni eziningi. Siyabonga kakhulu yona yonke i-team yaka-SAFTA. And njengoba kushiwo ukuthi angizoni-welcome nonke delegates of farmers. Siyanamukela i-KZN. I-KZN indawo enhle kakhulu. Mhlawumbe besingachuza ukuya emapulazini ethu la sifama khona, kodwa sichuza ukuthi sibe khona la eThekwini ngoba senzela wona amafama ukuthi akwazi uku-enjoya, ukuthi abafuna ukuya naso olwandle bakhiphe i-stress se-farming kubelula khona. Siyabonga kakhulu nje umsebenzi esiwenzile mkhulu kakhulu. Ngifisa ukusho ukuthi ukuba umlimi noma ukuba ifama ezimfundisi ukuba uMthombeni ephuma la akuyona into elula, kodwa uNkulunkulu ngasesayidini lethu sibona konke kwenzeka nje esife ngathi kulula kanti akulula. Siyabonga nje kakhulu kakhulu kakhulu, siyanamukela kule province yaKwaZulu Natal. And njengoba nazi nonke ukuthi iKwaZulu Natal ke yakhathanyezwa kakhulu isimo sey'khukhula esike saba khona la eKZN. So sibone kubalulekile ngoba ama-farmers amaningi affecteka yileso simo, and I hope ukuthi abanye babo bakhona la as members of AFASA, ngoba into esemqoka kakhulu ukuthi njengoba sidla ukutholelana ngolwazi, information is the key. Without ukuthi bomfama ungenayo information kuzogcineka kungenzeki into ekuyiyona yona. And khona into engihlale ngilalela kakhulu and ishiwo uDr. Mandala ukuthi as farmer thina sama business and ngaphandle komhlaba futhi ngeke sikwazi ukuphumelela kule business lethu. So sasa njengoba sizobe sihlangene mhlambe neziphuza zikahulumeni, umhlaba yiyona esidinga kakhulu la KwaZulu Natal ukuze sikwazi ukuthuthukisa imboni yezolimo. Ngiyabonga.
Thank you very much for having rest assured us that we should feel free and deliberate on the issues that affect us as the farmers. Thank you very much, KZN. What you did for us will be written with an indelible ink in our minds as farmers. Thank you very much. Colleagues, I am Ratu Mukhajani, leader from Northwest, member of the board. I've been assigned to compare corridor, and we're going to do it this way. I'll call, name a particular province, and the said delegates will just rise without saying anything, so that they should be visible to our eyes that they are here. All raise hands. Thank you, my dear. You know, only man, just shine your hand. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. And it's good that because these are some of the things that you want to employ as a AFASA, involving more women and youth. Let's go. The first province, Eastern Cape. Thank you. Free State. Thank you very much. Up Free State. Gauteng. Thank you. We are looking 3 hands. Okay. KZN. They should be the majority. Okay. Thank you. We are looking you. Limpopo. Oh, thank you. There we have some people representing them here. Where have they gone? To the beach? Okay. I did not say that. Mpumalanga. Let's continue. The next province, Northern Cape. Next province, Northwest. Thank you. We are looking you. And the last province, Western Cape. Thank you very much, colleagues. I take it our AGM is fully constituted, all provinces are represented, and we just wanted to see the other members other than the NEC members. So as to because we had already met. Oh, then we move over to the sons and daughters of AFASA as an organization, namely the commodities. And I will start. Now I've got to end with that one because that one I want us to be the same information. Sasa. Yeah, they have to say their representative. Don't think that somehow we go to APP. That's poultry. Thank you very much. We go to NERPO. Thank you. We go to Sagra. Sagra.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you. We go to Agra. Agra. Thank you. We go to GFDC. And we have recently established, the other one, I'll mention that one towards the end, horticulture. Horticulture. And the recently adopted baby, cannabis. And our only and nobody among the host, Sada. Yes, thank you very much. We then move over to the next item, minutes of the previous AGM. And that will be led by Mr. Kobe, a board member also.
No, it's fine. Sanbonani. Sanbonani. Dumela. Yes, I can also speak to you. I stayed here for 2 years, but people still think I can't speak to you because they say my tone is too dull. It's painful. Now, what I'm going to do is just to give you a record of what happened in the last AGM. I'm going to be a bit boring because I'm going to read. And it's unlike me. I like to engage. But I have to engage the paper. You have to listen. Okay? Like I've been introduced briefly. My name is Kobedi Pilani from Northwest Province. I'm a member of APP as well, African Poultry Producers. If you're a poultry farmer, make sure that you get in touch with us. Let me not talk about me alone. We are a new baby of AFASA. The recent cannabis will be the last one. We were the last one. Now cannabis will be the last one. And as they come, we will be the older brother, the older sister. Now, in 2019, AFASA held an AGM similar to what we're having today in Zimbabwe. We had a similar gathering where we made some resolutions, we took some decisions, and I'm going to introduce some of the decisions which were taken here. Now, the notes from the 2019 AGM are as follows. The AGM was opened by the President of AFASA, our beloved late Dr. Rio Matati. May his soul rest in peace. It opened the session by highlighting that 2019 has been a critical year. You remember 2019, just before COVID. We also have a point where the AGM has some critical questions on whether we are being true to what we are ought to be doing as a party. So the AGM has itself some critical questions around that. The third point was that the difficulty we are finding ourselves in now is that the world economy is very challenging, and we therefore ask ourselves that what we are supposed to be doing, we are not really doing as an organization. And she personally believes that there is a strong case for farmers organization, especially black farmers organization, like AFASA. And we are also, this is what she was saying, we are also grateful that we think that this conference we have been able to showcase some of the successes. So there was a lot of successes which were showcased at this AGM in 2019. Now, one of the key things that was also looked at was transformation. And on transformation, the AGM agreed that two-pronged approach to transforming the sector of agriculture. The first was that there must be commodities established to head transformation in industry. And the second point was discussed is that AFASA needs to strengthen itself. If we can't take over the current commodities, then we have to create parallel commodities that will take up our own interests. That was the second point of contribution. Now, organizationally, it was resolved that AFASA will be housed at Agricultural Research Council, which is in Irene, in Swami. And we also need to establish AFASA nationally, make sure that there is voting. Thirdly, out of the 300,000 membership we have, there was a battle to renew membership. So we need to revive that membership renewing process. Fourthly, we insist that the districts must have their own AGMs so that this becomes our own leaders. Now, fifthly, we need to be structured in a way that we can grow the organization. This is an ongoing process. Then number 6 is that we are focusing strongly on trade opportunities. And that time, AFASA had just returned from Kuwait, the delegation that went to Kuwait and Malawi. And number 7 is that if you look at our finances at that time, we live on a hand to mouth. Things are changing now. At that time, a lot of work had to be done so that financials could be captured and the majority of members and staff can be compensated properly. At that time, a lot of AFASA officials were compensated by other companies which were seconded to AFASA. And the organization also took members on the structure of AFASA, with farmers being the main boss, and followed by NEC and the directors. Now I'm going to go to appreciation. In closing, Dr. Bimasati expressed their appreciation by thanking the members for their own, for having grown their own businesses and she grew with them. And she also said that she appreciates the influence AFASA members sustained when people are being beaten around the bush. AFASA members may undermine the role they play, but AFASA played a great role. So you need to pat your back. That's what she was saying. Pat your back in the back because you are doing a great part. That was in 2019. Now the chairperson's report read as follows. The chair took members through the report and highlighted mainly the following. Firstly, the bill of AFASA proposition. The chair clarified on how we came about the documents of AFASA bill proposition. Secondly, the main question that is answered in the document is on what it is for me to join AFASA. People are still asking this question, why should I join AFASA? So that's what the chairperson of looking at. Number three, part of what is proposed in the document is that AFASA have its own farms in the provinces, managed by AFASA farmers to enable us to sustain them. So there was a proposal that the chair put down that AFASA have its own farms. Number four, we are confident that the proposition will enable AFASA to cover its own limitations. Number five is that we have established an investment arm with two directors which were there, Dr. Matali and Mr. Mafitela, who was the chair. Number six, part of the deals that we are doing through the investment arm is the diesel deal. There was a diesel deal which was also reported in the AGM. Now, looking ahead, 2020 AFASA plan, the chair took members of 6 key points that are raised in the sector plan. And secondly, the president had requested that we have a press conference on the sector plan, but he was convinced otherwise on the basis of the AGM must be as direction. Now, another point which the chair reported on was elective conference. And reported that due to municipal and district AGM not taking place, we are recommending that structures go to AGM so that AFASA National can also host an elective conference. This was in preparation for the elective conference which was supposed to take place in the following year. It was 2020. As you know, COVID happened. Now, I want to read to you now the key resolutions of 2019. If you all have this document, I'm sure you all have it. Yeah, so what I will do, I'm not gonna read the articles. I'm just gonna read the resolutions. What I will do, I'll just take you through key resolutions because we have the document. And if you want to engage us on it, then we'll discuss it. Now, key resolutions and discussions. It's point 2 of the document. I forgot to tell you that the document is not numbered. We should have done that quickly, but we are on key resolutions. 2.1, proposals shared by AFASA community groups have been adopted as part of the 10-year vision of AFASA. 2.2, the chairman's report and audited financial statements for the period ending February 2018 were noted and adopted by all members as tabled. 2.3, the article of association proposed and amended see Annexure 1. You'll see Annexure 1 is attached there. Now, following from the 2018 AGM, the 2019 AGM proposed that the AGM consider the suspension of some of the Constitution sections to enable the NEC to receive the proposals from the provinces and finalize the amendment of the following. Constitution is circulated for final adoptions in the AGM, in the next AGM. 2, the AGM should give mandate to start the process of amending Article 4 of the Constitution. Proposed items to be amended are 1. Members and membership structures. Requirement for formation of AFASA, local executive committee, district executive committee, provincial executive committee, and NEC. I'm sure you can see some typos there, so we'll fix that as we go along. Number 5, formation of committees and monitoring of election process at local executive committee, DEC, and PEC. LEC members to relinquish position as local leaders once elected into DEC. The same applies to DEC members once elected into PEC. They will not take part as district leaders. Next one is to have one president in the organization and chairpersons in the provinces. This will eliminate duplication of roles and conflict in the provinces. Next one. Office bearers at national office are president and chairman. At province, district, and local, the office bearers are chairman, deputy chair, secretary, deputy secretary, treasury. All structures consist of 3 non-executive and 2 executive directors. And I think there's a table which tries to demonstrate that if you go down the page, that we will read that at the back. 2.4, the Marketing Act. NEC looked into the issue of Marketing Act and the regulation process. The structure of support through Marketing Act needs to be reviewed as it was the resolution in the previous AGM. There is a need for mechanisms and support structures for institutions, cooperatives, community associations that supported farmers. They were privatized through the regulation and black farmers lost on that deal. AFASA has support from the parliament and the department. They are waiting on the amendment of the Marketing Act. AFASA will immediately push this matter as a correspondent of AGM through the department and parliament. 2.5, the Black Producer Commercialization Program is one of the newest initiatives. AFASA should not wait to be told what this initiative is about, but should proactively determine what should happen. The AGM outcome should give clarity on the program and what it will deliver. AFASA should be clear about its vision and direction and not be the recipient of crisis management moves. 2.6, future engagement. AFASA's next engagement with various leaders in government should be about farmers. AFASA leadership attend meetings by different organizations or departments who talk about their proposals. Going forward, what AFASA will go into these meetings with proposals so that AFASA's agenda is responded to. From here on, AFASA will be intentionally proactive, and clear on expectations. During the next meeting with the minister on issues of blended finance support, district reform committees, AFASA will be going there with plans and how the department should work with AFASA. To achieve this calls for AFASA to be better organized. So to achieve this, AFASA needs to be organized. This is what was resolved. Now, 2.7, access to finance. There is still no clarity and resolution on the matter of access to finance. The Land Bank and Minister gave presentations and talked about availability of finances, but not clear how farmers will have access. AFASA focus should be on how to access the money, being able to answer farmers' questions about how they can be assisted financially. And this should not be a missed opportunity for AFASA. Land reform, 2.8. AFASA's proposal and position has been presented and it is with the parliament. The process is in progress and AFASA continues to provide parliament with information when needed. The good news is that there is more clarity now. This is not the end in terms of engagement. There has also been progress on the Presidential Advisory Panel for Land Reform and Agriculture. The teams are already working together, and there is cooperation among members. AFASA, however, should continue to be diligent, engage the panel, and clarify its position and not sit back because it has representation on the panel. 2.9. The AFASA Development Unit has been adopted as a development arm of AFASA, and it also refers to an extra 2, which we'll see now. 2.10, the NERCO loan. Now, this is, there was a improvement for commodities, and NERCO is one of them. So the proposal was to waiver the commodity fee as a part of PPEC. However, NERCO is yet to have the conference to discuss This is in the past, remember, we know things different now, but I'm just giving you what happened. We are considering sending someone to the present to present to the members. We are not clear on how we got to this situation. Okay, that was then. Now we know. Fourth, proof proof that there is a need to do proper audit on the local law from the day it kicked in. Just telling you what happened. So there's a conflict in my head because I know things are okay now. So I'm just giving you guys, be patient. I'm almost done. All right. Okay. We need to also follow the AFASA membership that goes through that. Let us deal with one point at a time. Let us focus on the law, resolve it, and move to other items. Second from last, the key point is that the loan must be original. Lastly, it is recommended that NERCO to write off the loan unconditionally. The resolution, the AGM has considered the financials with concern on the liability, as previously considered, AFASA to engage with NERCO with the purpose writing of the debt. Now, there's resolution from the provinces. Chairperson, I don't think we should do this. There's resolution from the provinces. I think what was key is just to give you resolutions of the AGM. Yeah, and I think we covered. We can hand back to the chairperson if there's issues. Then we can make a proposal that this report be adopted as it was or with changes. I'll hand back to the chairperson. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Remember, he's giving you a report of something that happened that we could not bring back to you due to the era in which we found ourselves, the COVID. And some of the things, it might be difficult for you to comprehend them because a longer time has gone by before we could come back. But thank you very much, my leader, for having taken pains to take us through to refresh our memories. Now, colleagues, I recognize representatives from Crane South Africa. The CEO, Mr. Peter Talliard. He is in company of the executive member of Crane South Africa, Mr. Matebula, and Dr. Sandile Rampala, former government. And also the kingdom of KwaZulu-Natal. I know that the president took pains to listen to invite His Majesty, the King, Zulu, and he is not in a position to be amongst us, but he has sent two representatives, namely Mr. Dovu and Mr. Sitore from the Royal. There is something that impressed me as when the situation of his inauguration was being through TV, is how the Zulu nation is sticking to their tradition and yeah. Please sit down. Yeah. Thank you very much. Now, unfortunately, we sent invites to people, and the invite did not specify as to when the said people who are not members of AFASA should be here. And I'm going to politely take the blame, ownership. The non-AFASA members should be joining us tomorrow. And this session, according to our constitution, it's a closed session. And lest we are seen to be, you can complete the sentence. So I would plead with the honorable members to recuse themselves and would urge them to join us tomorrow at the ICC, because we knew that we were going to invite too many people. That is why we were taking them there. Here we are in our sponsor bedroom and doing private affairs. So I would please with the themselves is that in to recuse themselves. Thank you very much. Let's proceed. Oh. The next item is we are going to call upon before that, you were supposed to comment on the issues that were raised by Mr. Koledi and as to whether you wanted something to seek clarity. May you please, I'm giving you the opportunity to raise those issues. If there's, yes, sir.
Well, thank you, Chairperson. These are matters of clarity. I'm not going to debate. First, I would like to make a proposition that the minutes as read here should be adopted as a document work. That's the first thing, the proposition I wanted to make before I make, which you allow me. I'll hang on. I still have to make some inputs of clarity. Can I have your permission?
You are right. You are right. Before we were to enter, before we were to go into discussion of the said report, we need to adopt. Shall one, Mr. Koledi, may you move adoption of the minutes? May you move the adoption of the minutes? I'm giving you the platform. Now, I'm torn between different folks. Some people, some organizations, they would say that you need to adopt the report before you were to discuss. Some, they say we should discuss it before we adopt it. So I don't know which is which, but from my school of thought, I thought because he was presenting the report, if we second is what has happened, let me discuss it. That's what the school of thought that I come from. And I would make a humble plea. Let us not split hairs on it. It's a matter of a question of the egg and the chicken. But the fact is, there should be some room for adoption.
What was the saying is that the person who moved the adoption has come from
No. That's what I call it. I'm not. In my actions, I did not refer to our sponsors at all. Thank you very much for that. It means you are agreeing with me. Then I'll call for a member to move for the adoption of the minutes.
I move here.
Thank you very much. Any seconder? Seconded. Thank you very much. Now, the honorable colleague who's guiding me that I must steer the ship in the correct direction. Over to you, sir.
Chairman, we need the name proposed.
The proposer is Good Malina, and the seconder? Donatus Kamini from KZA. That was the second. Thank you very much. We're done with that.
Can I proceed, Program?
Sorry, Chair. Before we proceed.
No. I've recognized it. Unless you were to call me on the point of order.
No, I wanted to help you with something here.
No, colleagues, allow me to give the gentleman first. I've been withholding you. Over to you, sir.
Can I raise this point of clarity, Chair? Thank you so much. The first reference point I wanted to make, seek clarity on, is on 2.8. There is a phrase there. And I'm going to quote. I'm waiting for the.
Yes, sir.
There's a phrase that talks about the good news is there is more clarity now. The only thing that I wanted to know is the clarity based on the form of the document or on the content. That is the first one that I wanted to draw my attention. Because there seems to be progress suggested day by day, but I'm not sure whether the progress is based on the content of the document itself or on the form. The last one, which is just about the 2.7, access to finance. My position, Chair, is a livestock farmer from the Northern Cape, fixed custody region. That's the matter that we cannot leave to rest. It's very critical. Okay. That matter is very critical to development of an emerging plan. Those are the 2 points that really I wanted to seek clarity on. Access to finance is very key. Thank you.
Thank you. And the gentleman, the honorable gentleman is listed.
I've already, I said, you will sign me Northern Cape region, province, fixed custody.
Thank you. Okay, I hope you have noted that. The gentleman, yes, sir.
I wanted to comment in terms of the closed doors meeting. Take note that we are online on Facebook. Also, Facebook is online, so it's going to be all of our closed doors meeting.
We are aware, but at least that particular person would be there. He's not necessarily like when you are here. I will deeply Mr. Borelli?
Chair, I just want to say, close session. Online is the opening up, the open session. So whoever is broadcasting, I suggest should be shutting it down.
You are, colleagues, requested to shut down this session. It's a closed session for it will soon fall on the hands of the wrong people. Right.